Empathy. People exceptionally talented in the empathy strength can sense other people's feelings by imagining themselves in others' lives or situations. There's a lot of confusion in this strength because it's not sympathy, it's empathy. And a lot of people get that kind of mixed up when it comes to these strengths. Um, in a nutshell, people with high empathy sense the emotions of others, right? They feel them as they feel their own emotions, right? They often will see the world through someone else's eyes and their perspective. Um, you don't have to agree with the perspective of the other person, but you understand and you can kind of like figure it out. Now, this is not so like people often will get that into sympathy where you start to feel pity or feel bad for the person. That's sympathy. Empathy is not about like feeling bad, right? Empathy is about understanding the emotions. So you have to understand in order to help people, because empathy has to be paired with something, and so in order to move people forward, to get them to feel better, you have to understand where they are, and that's where empathy comes in. So a few things about empathy that really can be powerful is that when you are new to empathy or you're raw, like I said before, it's really, really easy for you to slip into this mode of like, I'm owning the other person's emotions, and that will weigh you down, right? You don't want to take on the burden of someone else's emotions. You have to learn to like empower others to work through their emotions and to give them the tools. You understand what's going on, and then your job is to kind of help people deal with these scenarios. Like, how are you helping them get through this emotional situation? Um, it can be draining if you're raw with your empathy. It could like wear you out. It could like have you so spent. So in order for you to um move forward here is like helping people see where they want to go. Like, where do you want to go? Where are you going with this? This is the starting point. We can't worry about before. Where's the starting point emotionally, and where are we going with this? It should be a proactive strength, right? It should be like setting the scene so you get people to kind of come out of their emotional doldrums and get to like a better place. But it's often reactive, and we look to kind of again, depending on other strengths you have that are combined with it, it could be a reactive strength of solving problems and just kind of putting out fires one by one instead of like setting people up for success in the long term. Um, so instead of like following people, so this is another like raw versus mature. Raw would be where you're like following people's emotions, like you try to like you're behind them and you're just kind of like having to kind of pick up after them. But as you get better at this and more mature and more experienced, you become the leader. You lead by feeling the emotions of others. You can sense and predict and kind of get out in front of people's issues emotionally because you've been through it, and you can kind of understand how and what's best for them, and what's best for you, how to get someone through it. Here, some questions that you can, if you're new to this and you want to understand how your empathy can get improved, um, be mindful of when you're with people, right? Be mindful of, are you understanding someone's feelings today? You know, is there a specific feeling you could sense or feel that they were giving off? And what direction do they want to go with that, right? Um, how did you respond to that? Did you offer advice or help, or were you just kind of being sitting back waiting to be asked? Have people come to you before and asked you to talk? Are you trustworthy for them? Are they like, hey, I have something emotional to tell you? If you notice that people come to you and they dump on you, if they're like, hey, you need to help me, I'm feeling emotionally stressed, burnout, whatever, you probably have empathy high because you're giving off those vibes of someone that can understand and be with somebody and talk people through their issues and problems. Um, the most important part, right, is that this is kind of like a gut thing. Empathy is like an emotional sixth sense. So really important that we use this strength for good, not evil. It is like a spidey sense kind of thing. You can understand where people are coming from. So if someone trusts you enough to give you this information, it's real important that you honor that trust, you honor that, and you keep it secret. You use it to further or better this person's situation, because that can be really even hurtful to a relationship if someone gives you this, this in confidence, and you are not true to them or honest with them, and helping them. And go with your gut. This is a gut sense, right? If you feel something in your gut, it's going to be right. It's going to lead you in the right place. Now, 100%, no, you're going to make mistakes with this, and you're going to try something that's going to, upset someone else, and because one of the things that happens with empathy is because you are so in tuned emotionally, you might, kind of get a little over involved, and it can appear like you're prying, or you're being like, stalky, to people. So it's real important that you state in advance who you are and what you do. Hey, I have this, I want to help you emotionally. And so if I ask a lot of questions, it's just, I need information so I can help you. If I cross the line, or I get too personal, or, whatever, just tell me to stop and I'll stop. So, knowing that about yourself and setting it up in advance is going to help you kind of squash any issues, because people might think to you, what's up with this person? Why are they asking these questions? What's their ulterior motive? And we don't want that. I know you don't want it either. You want to be able to help people and improve their emotional state. And that's kind of the really the most important parts of empathy.